We're going to talk about my favorite Italian restaurant in my area. It's called From Scratch in Ridgewood, New Jersey. I've been going here for over 10 years now, probably around 10 years, and I've always liked it. They're a little bit, they kind of stand down from other Italian restaurants in the Northern Jersey area. At least to me, they do. I think they have the best quality ingredients. They never overcook anything, and they import a lot of their ingredients directly from Italy. So you can, I actually, maybe it's placebo effect, but I actually do taste the difference a lot. And I think for me, everything kind of comes together in an artistic way here, in the sense that I never taste an ingredient by itself. Everything kind of combines and makes it, and there's synergy. There's a lot of synergy. Whereas I think a lot of mid Italian restaurants in my area, there's something that overpowers the other things, right? Either the tomato sauce is like very, very strong, or it's super creamy, or the fat in some sort of component is just very overwhelming. Like, I think these mid Italian restaurants are kind of Olive Garden adjacent. I don't hate them or anything, but I think for my current taste palette, I'm looking for something a little bit more artisanal, something that's a little bit nuanced, the flavor profile is more complex. So we're going to From Scratch in Ridgewood, and I'm gonna move for some cacio e pepe. So I'm gonna get a couple of dishes that kind of represent their renditions of it. Their renditions of different ways to use pecorino romano and obviously black pepper. I think their black pepper is a little bit different than other places, but we'll see. We'll see if I can actually taste the difference. I haven't been here in maybe like 3 or 4 months, but and the last time I came, I got something completely different. So this would be kind of a different experience. But I'm hoping that they don't overcook anything, which is extremely key, and I want to taste a lot of synergy where it's not the pasta delivering the sauce or anything like that. I want a lot of like the whole is greater than the sum of its parts. And lastly, for the meatballs, I'm hoping the meatballs are juicy and tender. Like I don't, I'm worried that the meatballs are going to be a little bit tight, if that makes sense. But yeah, I'm really looking forward to this. I think there's almost a 0% chance that this will be a bad experience, and it's just a question of how good it will be. And that's always a good mindset to go to have heading into a meal. So from scratch in Ridgewood, here we go. Look at this pasta. So this is the tonarelli, which is like thicker, chewier spaghetti. The tonarelli cacio pepe with cheese and obviously pepper. The black pepper is from Cambodia, which is different than the black pepper in the meatballs. And the cheese is obviously pecorino romano. And here we go, first bite. I actually was wondering why he was absolutely phenomenal. Absolutely phenomenal. It's everything I wanted. It's exactly what I wanted. The pasta's al dente. It's chewy, like it easily breaks down, but it still gives you a good bite, and it mixes so well with the cheese. The pecorino romano is obviously a sheep cheese, so it's pretty pungent and sharp. It's salty. The black pepper, I can't tell the difference between this type of black pepper and other types of black pepper. Like I wouldn't be able to tell this is black pepper from Cambodia. I can tell that all the ingredients are super fresh, and this pasta is exactly what I wanted. And the only thing I wish is there was more of it. It's quite pricey. The pasta's $24, but it is so delicious. Like I'm ready to wolf down all the pasta. Here's the meatballs. These are beef meatballs with a little bit of pork inside them, and obviously the same type of seasoning. I do believe these are different type of black pepper than the pasta though, as in it wasn't specifically written out. Another food bite. As you can see, I'm just wolfing down the food. I am pretty hungry at this point in the night, but the food is so good. The pasta, for sure, I think it was kind of at my expectations, but my expectations were pretty high. I think the meatballs are a little bit tight, a little bit tougher than I would like. I wish it was more fattier, more juicier, but the meatballs are very well seasoned. There's no doubt about it. I kind of definitely got my cacio e pepe fix in this. I got the good amount of pecorino romano. It's funky, it's salty, and then obviously the pepper really just opens up all the different flavors. What a brilliant mix by the Italians, of course. Oh, the bread. The bread is really good. The bread is not heavy. It's quite light, but has a lot of natural flavor with it. The oil they gave me, the olive oil, is very fragrant, and the fact that they baked the bread with olives in it kind of gives you kind of a two-tier layer of olive flavor once you dip it in the oil that I thought was very tasty. And the bread just does a great job because the inside is very airy of soaking up all the sauce, as you'll see later on. I actually ate everything here. I ate all the bread, all the pieces of bread, all the meatballs, of course, and all the pasta. I would say I would for sure get the pasta again. This is the best cacio e pepe I've had, at least in my current memory. I don't know if I'll get the meatball again. Probably not. It was a little bit pricey. I think it was $22 for six meatballs, and the meatballs are quite small. I think the meatballs were fine. Like they were good to eat. The sauce blended well with it. Everything had good synergy. I just don't know if it's worth the value. Whereas the pasta, you might think like $24, $25 pasta is overpriced, but at this point in Northern Jersey area, like if you go to a decent Italian restaurant, that's kind of just the price point. And in New York, I've seen like $30 pastas that probably aren't as good as this. I just think what I'm paying for is the quality of the ingredients and then the execution, right? It's a simple dish. I understand exactly what they did to make it, but the way the pasta is perfectly well cooked and the emulsification with the sauce, like I'm just wolfing this down. I could eat this forever. I could definitely, I actually did think about ordering another serving, but that seems a little bit too fat ass. So I decided to settle on one. But yeah, I cannot say more praise about the pasta. It was quite good. And I'm glad I got the meatballs because it was kind of a juxtaposition of the two different types of cacio e pepe. I'm going to be honest, I can't tell the difference in black pepper. I think there are two different types of black pepper, but I'm unable to tell. I do feel the two dishes are distinctly different, but that's because the main component is different, right? The pasta itself has a very different texture. The way it absorbs the flavor is very different than the meatball itself. Like the meatball has its own seasoning and flavor, which kind of stands out. And then you feel the pecorino romano and the black pepper on it, where the pasta is kind of just very mixed into the cheese and the black pepper for like one more consistent, one like single unity, like one single type of flavor that has its own complexity. But I really enjoyed the pasta. I would definitely, I think I will come back for the pasta for sure. Probably not get the meatballs again, even though I like the meatballs. I just think it's not worth the value. For the same reason, I'm hesitant to try the burrata here. I also really like burrata, but I don't know if it's worth the value. But the pasta is. I don't think I could make a pasta this good. I don't know where I would find the ingredients, right? It's homemade, it's handmade tonarelli with imported cheese and pepper. So yeah, I'm glad I came here. This was a great selection. Props to previous me. What would make the meatballs more appealing for me is probably just the size. I just wish they were like three times as large. You saw in the picture they were kind of quite small, which was pretty accurate. I guess I didn't expect it to be super large given the type of restaurant I'm going to and the price point, but I was still hopeful, like just maybe twice as many or twice as large. I think this type of pastas, I definitely want to wipe off all the sauce with the bread. And I think this is like one of the signs between a higher quality Italian restaurant for me, at least, versus a more mid area. A lot of standard, if you will, Italian restaurants I go to in the Northern Jersey area, I'm not as inclined to do this. Why? Because I think it's pretty heavy. I think the sauce, the pasta itself is pretty heavy in those type of restaurants, whereas in from scratch, like nothing is heavy. I understand I'm eating a lot of carbs, right? There's no doubt I'm eating a lot of carbs and a lot of fat. This is a cheese sauce I'm scooping up, but everything just feels light. Like the way they put everything together, it just feels light. And even after this meal, like I walk around for a bit and I go home, like I don't feel stuffed. I don't feel like I don't feel it doesn't feel heavy. I don't feel bloated. Whereas as an Asian person, I definitely have a finite amount of cheese I can eat. Like too much cheese on my digestive system is really gonna feel it. But I think the quality of ingredients and the ratios, everything here is wow. That scoop looks savage. But the quality of ingredients here is just good, so that I never really have any. I enjoy the process leading up to it. I enjoy eating all of it, wolfing it down, and I enjoy the aftertaste. So full win here. Highly recommend from scratch. Probably focus more on the pastas as opposed to appetizers. And yeah, this was a very satisfying meal. No regrets. Absolutely no regrets.